Welcome back in geography class. Hope you all are safe at home. With this hope, let's start with a new chapter, mineral resources. Children, what are minerals? A mineral is an aggregate of two or more than two elements. Minerals are naturally occurring substances of organic and inorganic origin with definite chemical and physical properties. Minerals generally occur in the rocks. They are extracted in the form of ore, processed, and then used for various purposes. There are different types of minerals that are found on the surface of the earth. Minerals can be broadly classified into two types, metallic minerals and non-metallic minerals. What are metallic minerals? These minerals contain metals and are generally found in the igneous rocks. So, when we talk about metallic minerals, they can be broadly classified into three types: ferrous, non-ferrous, and precious minerals. So, when we talk about ferrous, that means these minerals contain iron content. So, examples of these minerals are iron ore, manganese, nickel, and cobalt. Non-ferrous minerals in which the iron content is not present, like copper, lead, tin, bauxite, etc. Precious minerals include gold, silver, platinum, etc. And what are non-metallic minerals? Non-metallic minerals do not contain metals and are generally found in the sedimentary rocks. Like mica is there, salt is there, potash is there, sulfur is there, granite, limestone, marble and sandstone. Generally all these minerals are used in the construction of building, construction of houses, etc. So, the next category of non-metallic minerals are energy minerals, because from these minerals we produce power. Like the examples of these minerals are coal, petroleum, natural gas, and these are organic in nature because they are formed by the dead remains of plants and animals. So, they are organic in nature. Whereas, if we talk about non-metallic minerals, in this they are the mica, salt, potash, sulfur. They are inorganic in nature. Why are minerals important for us? Because minerals are used in different types of industries like agro-based industries and mineral-based industries. They are the backbone of industrial development. Minerals are used for making tools, implements and machines, not only for the large scale industries like shipbuilding industry, the automobile industry, the railway sector. All these needs minerals for making their tools, implements and machinery, but as well as the agro-based industries also need minerals for their development, like for making tractors, harvesters, even in fertilizers also, making fertilizers also we need different types of minerals. So, minerals are important for agro-based industries as well as the mineral-based industries both. So, that is why minerals are the backbone for the industrial growth as well as for the economic growth of the country also. Minerals are important. Minerals are also used in the manufacturing of jewelry, coins, utensils, decorative items, etc. Minerals are used for constructional purposes also, like mica is used, limestone is used, cement is used, graphite is used, granite is used. All several minerals are used for the constructional purposes also. Even minerals are used for health purpose also. So, in the short we can say that minerals are used in every form of life and they are necessary for leading happy and comfortable life. What are the properties of children? Properties of minerals, children? Minerals are non-renewable, exhaustible resources. That means minerals once used cannot be replenished in a short period of time. It takes millions of years to form the minerals. So, minerals take millions of years and they are present in the impure form also. Minerals are unevenly distributed throughout the world and even in India also minerals are unevenly distributed. Majority of minerals are found in the Peninsula Plateau region in India. Why we have to conserve mineral? What is the need for the conservation of minerals? Children, I have already said that minerals are considered as the backbone of Indian economy and they are also necessary for the industrial growth. As minerals are non-renewable resources, they cannot be renewed in a short span of time. It takes millions of years to form minerals. So, that is why we have to conserve minerals. What are the steps that should be taken to conserve the minerals? Number one is minerals should be used in a planned way. That means scientific way. Scientific technology should be used and they should be used in a planned manner. Wastage of minerals should be minimized. Modern technology should be used for exploitation, for extracting the minerals as well as for the usage of the mineral. We should use the modern technology. Export of minerals should be minimized and we should also encourage the recycling of the metals like iron, copper, etc. Distribution of minerals in India. Minerals are unevenly distributed and these variations exist largely because of difference in the geological structure, processes and the time involved in the formation of minerals. Look at the map, children, and we have done in the class 9 that there are different types of varied geological structures in India and different types of rocks are found in India and majority of the minerals, children, occur in the Peninsula Plateau region. So, when we talk about this Peninsula Plateau region, you can see from the map also these areas are rich in minerals, particularly Chota Nagpur Plateau region, Malwa Plateau region and the Telangana Plateau region. These regions are rich in minerals like the coal, metallic minerals as well as non-metallic minerals also. But if we talk, and the reason is that in these areas particularly sedimentary, metamorphic and igneous rocks are found and they are formed by the weathering and denudation of these rocks. Whereas, if we look at the northern plains of India, Punjab, Haryana and UP, these areas, this is under the Indo-Gangetic plains, these areas are devoid of minerals because they are formed by the deposition of the silt brought down by the rivers. So, they have fertile soil, plain area and fertile soil, whereas the Deccan Plateau region is made up of the rocks. So, that is the major reason that minerals are unevenly distributed in our country. Let us study the distribution and uses of minerals like iron ore, manganese, bauxite and copper with the help of this video.
India is endowed with fairly abundant resources of iron ore. India is rich in good quality iron ores. Magnetite is the finest iron ore with a very high content of iron up to 70%. excellent magnetic qualities, especially valuable in the electrical industry. Hematite ore is the most important industrial iron ore in terms of the quantity used, but has a slightly lower iron content than magnetite, that is 50 to 60%. Iron ore belts in India. The major iron ore belts in India are Orissa-Jharkhand belt, in Orissa, high-grade hematite ore is found in Badam Pahar mines. In the Mayurbhanj, and Kendujar districts. In the adjoining Singhbhum district of Jharkhand, hematite iron ore is mined in Goa and Noamandi. Durg, Bastar, Chandrapur belt. Durg, Bastar, Chandrapur belt lies in Chhattisgarh and Maharashtra. Very high-grade hematites are found in the famous Bailadila range of hills in the Bastar district of Chhattisgarh. The range of hills comprise of 14 deposits of super high-grade hematite iron ore. It has the best physical properties needed for steel making. Iron ore from these mines is exported to Japan and South Korea via Visakhapatnam port. Bellary, Chitradurg, Chikmagalur, Tumkur belt. Bellary, Chitradurg, Chikmagalur, Tumkur belt in Karnataka has large reserves of iron ore. The Kudurmukh mines located in the western Ghats of Karnataka are a 100% export unit. Kudurmukh deposits are known to be one of the largest in the world. The ore is transported as slurry through a pipeline to a port near Mangalore. Maharashtra Goa belt. Maharashtra Goa belt includes the state of Goa and Ratnagiri district of Maharashtra. Though the ores are not of very high quality, yet they are efficiently exploited. Iron ore is exported through Marmagao port. Non-ferrous minerals. Copper. India's reserves and production of non-ferrous minerals is not very satisfactory. However, these minerals, which include copper, bauxite, lead, zinc, and gold, play a vital role in a number of metallurgical, engineering, and electrical industries. Copper. India is critically deficient in the reserve and production of copper. Being malleable, ductile, and a good conductor, copper is mainly used in electrical cables, electronics, and chemical industries. The Balaghat mines in Madhya Pradesh produce 52% of India's copper. The Singhbhum district of Jharkhand is also a leading producer of copper. The Khetri mines in Rajasthan are also famous. Bauxite. Several ores contain aluminium. It is from bauxite, a clay-like substance, that alumina and later aluminium is obtained. Bauxite deposits are formed by the decomposition of a wide variety of rocks rich in aluminium silicates. With extreme lightness and also with good conductivity and great malleability. India's bauxite deposits are mainly found in the Amarkantak Plateau, Mehkal Hills, and the plateau region of Bilaspur, Katni. Orissa is the largest bauxite producing state in India, with 45% of the country's total production in 2000-2001. Panchpatmali deposits in Koraput district are the most important bauxite deposits in the state. Manganese. Manganese is mainly used in the manufacturing of steel and ferromanganese alloy. Nearly 10 kg of manganese is required to manufacture 1 ton of steel. Insecticides and paints. Orissa is the largest producer of manganese ores in India. It accounted for 1/3 of the country's total production in 2000-2001.
With this, Mineral Resources chapter is completed. I will be uploading the worksheet. Go through the video carefully, children. Complete your worksheet and join interactive class tomorrow positively. Thank you. God bless you.